What it do, homies? We back with some more offending everybody. This time we're checking out how to upgrade your male brain. Now, I like to think my male brain is pretty upgraded, but there's always room for improvement. Remember, keep your emotions in check. Let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up.
But it's not your fault. You were born with a simple monkey brain. It only sees thirsty
Oh,
thoughts.
just in case you guys missed that insult.
You're an idiot, but it's
There we
not
go.
your fault. You were born with a simple monkey brain. It only sees thirsty thoughts. But what can you do about your meat vegetable? Well, here are 5 ways to upgrade your
Vegetable.
brain. Number 1, handling criticism. No matter how successful you are, we're all impacted by criticism. I'll give you an example. I was listening to the Conan O'Brien
Facts.
podcast, and he had on Nirvana. Well, most are Nirvana. He didn't wheel out Kurt Cobain's corpse with a shotgun still in hand. Anyway,
You know, oh, all right. Okay.
Nirvana. Well, most are Nirvana. He didn't wheel out Kurt Cobain's corpse with a shotgun still in hand. Anyway, they were celebrating their 20th anniversary of their hit album, In Utero. At one point, they mentioned a negative review written about them after one of their first concerts. Really think about that for a sec. One of the most successful bands ever to exist has criticism living rent-free in their head for 20 years. So it doesn't matter who you are.
20.
Negative comments can hurt everyone. Well, everyone except me. You can
Yeah, and another thing to add to that is that there is such a thing as like constructive criticism, and then you have others that you got to be careful of. That's just people just being like straight trolls, and your ability to identify between both of those will either help you or tank you. Same thing goes for YouTube channels, especially reaction channels. I get tons of criticism because it's not seen as a valid content or something like that, if you will. I try my best to add in my own takes and commentary to kind of differ the original video and then my video and everything. But if nobody stays for the commentary, then they can't see that. So therefore, they just think I'm just sitting here watching it, agreeing and saying, yeah, that's cool and everything. But that's what I mean, right? Somebody say something about that, about your channel. In my case, a reaction channel, something I feel passionate about. If you're not able to discern between what's constructive and what's trolling, you can find yourself in a whole lot of comment wars. So that's another way to upgrade your male brain. Now, I've been caught sometimes. Sometimes I'll have the time to be petty, but I'm getting better.
Successful bands ever to exist has criticism living rent-free in their head for 20 years. So it doesn't matter who you are. Negative comments can hurt everyone. Well, everyone except me. You can make watching Offending Everybody till I laugh and sit there motionless like Kurt Cobain's corpse, but I'd still be like, come on, man. That sugar video was pretty good. Number 2, body count is pointless. Smashing women is the ultimate currency to a young male. Nothing screams I'm the alpha like more notches on your belt, right? Wrong. Quantity doesn't mean quality.
Facts.
Which would you rather slay? 10 dragons or 1 princess?
Facts,
Yeah,
facts,
take the
100% facts, bro. See, I've been with my wife for 14 years. We've been together since Mr. Mathing. We got together 18. And I'm 33 and she's 32. So we met in high school, senior year. Oh yeah. Used to like date women and everything. But at some point, I think I was around 17. I was like, bro, this is exhausting. I gotta do this for every woman I'm trying to smack. Nah, bro. And then I found one and I said, hey, I told her on the first day I'm gonna marry you. That's why I told her. I was like, you I feel like you a quality woman, so I'm gonna marry you. And then, the rest is history. I set out what I told I was gonna do. So we've been married for 8 years, 2 kids. Quality over quantity, 100%.
Wrong. Quantity doesn't mean quality. Which would you rather slay? 10 dragons or 1 princess? Yeah, take the dime piece every time. So stop caring about numbers. Just because you're willing to let any busted clown play with your skin flute doesn't make you more of a man. Besides, every guy just lies about their number anyway. Will Chamberlain claimed to have slept with 20,000 women during his career, which if you crunch the numbers comes out to 1.4 women every day, which is ridiculous. How often was a circus in town for you to find 0.4 of a woman? If anything, you should value consistency. That's why I love having a girlfriend I can smash on the regs. But that only counts as 1. Okay, have fun telling you blue balls that. The biggest issue I have with body count isn't the pissing contest guys play of I've more swag than you. It's when you associate a number with status, you begin to dehumanize women. Because now every chick is just a number, barely even a person. They don't have their own feelings, thoughts, and personality. No, they're basically just a blow-up doll.
Yep, see. Man, I feel like J. Cole had a song about that. Well, not necessarily like this, but he has that song called Photograph and everything. Like he through the photograph, through the numbers and everything, that can be harmful as well, right? I think it's harmful to a lot of people because it sets up false expectations. That's actually a whole nother conversation where you're trying to get me talking here. Let's stay on track, Dave. Come on, you trying to upgrade the male brain? I got to get upgraded here. Come on.
They don't have their own feelings, thoughts, and personality. No, they're basically just a blow-up doll who occasionally gets headaches, probably from skull fucking her. Number 3, success doesn't equal happiness. Take a look at Dwayne the Cock Johnson, biggest movie star in the world, massive car collection, gorgeous, roided up body. From the outside, it appears he has everything. But we're just assuming. What if he's going through a messy divorce? Or what if his kids are using hard drugs?
Or in this case, in this case, I think he's been doing like a whole lot of good, but I know that he's been having like a whole lot of trouble with the whole acting thing, right? I think I read this documentary. I read, was it Sunny that put a documentary out about how he likes to have control over his movies, which is one of the reasons why he kind of started his own thing. But the X stuff started his own like movie label. I believe that's what it's called. That type of stuff can cause all kinds of stress and everything. But I on the surface, he does look like he's a good guy, and there are testimonials from people who know him well that says that he's a good guy. So he could be like Keanu Reeves, right? Who I overwhelmingly believe is a good guy, but you never know.
Everything. But we're just assuming. What if he's going through a messy divorce? Or what if his kids are using hard drugs? Or what if she's transitioning to Pebbles? The point is, you can't look at someone's success and assume where their head's at, because all we see is the victories, not the struggles. Sure, being rich gives you more opportunity to be happy, but it doesn't magically create it. Sometimes happiness is a state of mind.
He's right. And honestly, to tell you the truth, like they say, more money, more problems. Is that what happens, especially if you ain't careful, is if you start building your life around success, but that success doesn't have a strong foundation, then it's just going to cause you more stress, because now you're doing as much as you can to try to keep that. And it's going to come to a point to where you might start doing things that you wouldn't have thought ever in your life that you would have done in order to maintain that success. And his bid on happiness, I tell my wife this all the time, and she believes me. She agrees with me, and this might be a very, very, very heavy take for you guys, but nobody else is in control of your happiness except for you. I told my wife that. It says, I'm not responsible for your happiness, because this, if I can make you happy, right? Obviously I would want to make my wife happy, but the point is that if you're not happy within yourself, then that means your happiness is temporary, right? If something can be removed, then your happiness is gone, then you weren't really happy. So you got to maintain that inner happiness, right? Before you can make somebody else happy. It's not fair to rely or put that type of responsibility on somebody else to make something that should be on you. You know what I mean? So that's why money, right, can't make you happiness, because it's temporary. If I can take that money away from you, then you weren't truly happy. It was conditional. You don't want conditional happiness. Trust me.
You more opportunity to be happy, but it doesn't magically create it. Sometimes happiness is a state of mind. Like a few years ago, my grandma passed away from HIV, but even in her final days, she always found a way to remain positive. Almost as positive as her HIV. And after she was gone, I was walking through her place when I stumbled upon a photo album. Inside was a picture of a small African child I named Magumbo. Magumbo had no shoes or socks on and was standing in pure poverty, yet had the biggest smile on his face. Yeah. You know those infectious smiles that makes you want to smile yourself? And I'm just thinking, wow, this kid has a fraction of what I have and still found a way to be happy.
Of course, right? Like I said, more money, more problems and everything. There are some cases where people are homeless, and I would say not homeless because of I won't say like homeless. I will say kind of like homeless by choice. You know what I mean? Because they find that there's some type of, not some type of, but it might be some gratification in that, right? Especially if they live like a really hard life, it might be kind of like a similar feeling of kind of just letting go. You know what I mean? Just letting go of everything and just letting life come to them. They might be more happier that way, and that kind of ties in to what he said about The Rock. They might look homeless and everything on the outside, but they might be happy on the inside, right? Because they got way less problems than we do while we're driving our fancy cars and going to our fancy jobs and recording reaction videos and our fancy cameras and our fancy mics. It's not always the case for homeless people, but just for instance.
And I'm just thinking, wow, this kid has a fraction of what I have and still found a way to be happy. Like he doesn't have indoor AC or a PS5 or a phone he can view African titties on, and yet he's still found a way to be joyful. So anytime the world brings you down, I want you to think about Magumbo and pound one out for him. Oh, here's to you, buddy. Number 4, men are monsters. We all have horrible thoughts, and just like Drake being attracted to kids, we just can't help it. Like how many times have you thought about committing...
The way that he's kind of just effortlessly slotted into shocking content is actually brilliant, and I commend you for that. Good stuff, bro. You know how to keep the conversation going. You slide.
Of horrible thoughts, and just like Drake being
Hey,
attracted
yo.
to kids, we just can't help it. Like, how many times have you thought about committing homicide when someone cuts you off? Not today, bitch. I can't even stand on a subway platform without saying, it'd be so easy. Now, I'm not saying all guys are terrible people, but we all have terrible thoughts. Like, recently, I invited my friend's younger brother to go see Bill Burr at Madison Square Garden. Thinking,
Yeah.
he's never been to a comedy show before. How nice would it be to take him to see one of the all-time greats? So on the way there, he tells me his parents are tracking his location. And I'm like, really, bro? I've known you and your family for over 10 years, and they still don't trust me? Then I was like, wait, you know what we should do?
That.
We should stop at a Hilton and throw your phone in a bush. He's like, why? I'm like, because imagine your parents see that I drove directly from your house to a hotel. Have them think the only highway we're driving on is the Hershey Highway. The point is, there's nothing wrong with having terrible thoughts. Just try not to act on them. Number 5, admit when you're wrong. One time my friend...
Try not to act on them. Yeah, see, that's where a lot of people failing right there.
With having terrible thoughts. Just try not to act on them. Number 5, admit when you're wrong.
Bro,
One time wrong with having terrible thoughts.
Bro, that's a school. Oh my.
Just try not to act on them. Number 5, admit when you're wrong. One time my friend posted a picture of a disabled girl, and I decided to comment, I'm downs with this picture. Turns out the girl was his sister who recently passed away. I'm like, boy, now I feel like the idiot. So instead of doubling downs, I apologized. Because that is the wrong crowd for that joke. Like, if I mention Pop-Tarts on my channel, I get praised. I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure. However, I haven't always been this wise. When I was 17, my girl...
Honestly, the apology and everything, a lot of that can be summed up for just taking accountability, which is like venom to some people. Taking accountability, very venomous. They would rather be unalived than take accountability. It's such a hard thing for a lot of people to take. Pause. Come on now. Horse pills. Big, huge, fat horse pills.
Girlfriend broke up with me, and I got so angry. I'm talking taking level of anger here. And the craziest part was my ex did nothing wrong. It was my own fragile ego that couldn't handle the rejection, which is wild. I literally convinced myself that my own shortcomings were a result of another person. So sometimes we should reflect on our actions and say to ourselves, am I wrong here? But then again, sometimes wrong feels so right. So those are 5 ways to upgrade your brain. If I missed any, please let me know down in the comments. And just remember, anything can be funny. Well, everything except abortion jokes, which by definition have no delivery. Wait, I have some big updates. So some of you may have realized my video about racial equality is no longer up. Apparently, the corporate overlords didn't see the satire in it. This makes it the 3rd video I've made that's too hot for YouTube. I'm going to be honest, I feel like that list is going to grow. But don't worry, because I have good news. You can now see all those videos and more on my brand new Patreon. Oh, look at it. Look at it, beg for money. So if you enjoyed all the jokes, advice, and ignorance this channel has provided, then feel free to show your boy some love. Because YouTube has been fisting me hard lately, and I really need to buy some lube. You know what you want to do? Oh, you want to push that subscribe button.
Bro, Offending Everybody kind of reminds me of just like a more darker version of me Kangen. And the reason why I say that is because both of these creators, well, with the exception of his 3 videos, both of these creators know just how to slide under the YouTube guidelines. Just like they right there, bro. They just like a hair away from crossing it over. And that's some excellent writing, actually. That's a masterful understanding of what you can and you can't do. So anyways, you guys let me know down there in the comment section about ways that you've upgraded your male brain. It's the end of this video. Dave's out.